Good morning, class 5. How are you all doing? I guess you all are doing very good and you have enjoyed your puja holidays and you had fun and whatever. So now we are back at your what to say English course book on Unit 7, page 88, which says about uh, Tutankhamun's gold. Tutankhamun's gold. Now, Tutankhamun's gold is a story from Egypt. Where is Egypt? Egypt is in Africa. Now, there was a person called Mr. Howard Carter. He was an archaeologist. Archaeologists are people who try to dig about history and find out about history, get information. So, he was very eager to know about Tutankhamun's gold. Tutankhamun's was a small boy actually when he became the pharaoh to the throne. Pharaohs are the kings or the monarchs. Monarchs are the people who rule like kings. They were called in Egypt during the 30 BCE. That's a very long time, 3000 years ago. This is stone. This is a story about that Tutankhamun's gold. He was a very young prince, and there was a lot of gold, and he died after 10 years. But this Mr. Howard Carter was growing very desperate to know about this Tutankhamun's gold. What is this all about? He wanted to bring out the history out of this. So we are going to read this and let's see what happens. Okay. So Egypt was a powerful country for 3000 years. During that time, it had 300 rulers known as pharaohs. As I said, the pharaohs are known as kings. They are the rulers during that time in Egypt, Africa. Tutankhamun reigned in Egypt in the 14th century BC. He was only a boy when he came to the throne and died 10 years later. Although we know little about him, he is probably the most famous of the pharaohs. Thanks to Carter's discovery of his tomb. Tomb is where he was buried. Let us read what led to this discovery and what came out from this information. Howard Carter was growing desperate. Desperate means he'll do anything to get to know the information. The meanings are there in the book. I'll not read it out to you. You have to memorize it yourself and understand. I'll give you the explanation here while reading. For nearly 20 years, he had searched for the tomb. It's a grave where people were buried. Tombs we have in the Muslims, they have tombs. You'll see in Christians we have tombs. The Taj Mahal is a tomb where Shah Jahan, his wife, was buried. So, for nearly 20 years, he had searched for the tomb of the boy king, Tutankhamun. Now money to provide money. His quest was running out. A long search something was going on. His money was also running out. Money was there, finance is there, but it's slowly finishing. But he has to find out. He's not able to find out yet. What made the prospect of failure harder to bear was that the English scholar remained convinced that the tomb was somewhere in the valley of the king's site of the ancient capital of Thebes. Now, Thebes was next to the river Nile. It was a city next to the river Nile where the pharaoh kings used to say the valley of the kings. Now, he was thinking what might happen in the future if we don't come to know what is this all about. You have to know, very inquisitive people, isn't it? That's when you have something that you're not able to find, you get restless, you'll do whatever to take out and you will try to search that thing out, try to find out, what's there in it. It's very interesting. So he was a scholar, English scholar. He has learned a lot about something, about archaeology. But he wanted to find out that site, and he knew that somewhere, he was convinced, he knew that that site, that place, he was convinced that something is there at that site near the pharaoh's area in Thebes. I am going to find Tutankhamun's tomb there, and we'll come to know something about him. Fine. For there were inscriptions about Tutankhamun in the nearby temple of Luxor. Luxor was another place next to the river Nile where temple inscriptions, writings. How do archaeologists, how do we come to know about history? Through old writings and all. So there were some writings about Tutankhamun's information at that nearby temple. He believed too that the tomb had never been looted, for no relics had ever been reported. The tomb was full of gold. And no one had stolen it or looted it. There was no relics, there was no information that such a thing has happened from the past. History does not say anything that it was looted. That information he has. There was no reports also about it. But all he had found 15 years before were jars of clothes bearing the king's name. 20 years have gone about. He is working on that, 20 years. But 15 years ago, out of those 20 years, he found out lot of jars of clothes, long jars of clothes. There were no boxes at that time. Oil was kept in the jar, water was kept in the jar, clothes were also kept on the jar with the king's name, of Tutankhamun's name. Since then, Carter had explored, tried to search, find out, travelled all around that country to know about him. Near the whole floor of the valley and found no trace of the pharaoh who died at the age of 18. He was going around that place, asking things, looking for things, digging up things, archaeological is going on, trying to take out information, but there was no trace. He was not getting any clues. Where is this person's pharaoh, this king? Where is he, this ruler who died at the age of 18? Why did he die at the age? It's very curious that he died at the age of 18, so much of gold, no one has touched it. What is the history behind it? As Carter trudged through the dawn, cool sand to his diggings, he thought again of his patron, the amateur archaeologist Lord Carnarvon. Okay. So then, while he was trudging along, he was walking slowly in the sands, digging, it gets cool inside, they keep on digging, make tunnels, go inside and see what's there. He thought about his, of his patron, a person, another archaeologist who used to just do it for fun, amateurs. Not professionals. Oh, okay, I'm just doing it. I like doing it, so I'm doing it. I have the money, I'm trying to doing it. Like I want to play. I don't play it for professionally, I play cricket. I just like to play cricket, so I play cricket. Like that. Amateurs, not professionals. Archaeologist Lord Carnarvon. Carnarvon had wanted to call off the search. It has cost me a fortune, he told Carter. I can't afford it. Sometimes what happens, you have to spend a lot of money. The government is not going to pay you. You have to find it out. After that you give information, then that thing sells, then you get back money for it. Your company also, someone has to finance you, isn't it? He also told Carter to call off the search. Another friend of his, he said, we have to call off the search because it's cost me a lot of fortune, it's cost me a lot of money. We cannot go ahead. I can't afford it anymore. I'm not finding anything. But Carter pleaded. He said, please, with him to finance one last try. Put in money again. Let's see what can we do. Last chance and see. Loss or gain. All right, Howard. Carnarvon laughed. I am a gambler. Let's gamble. I will back you for one more toss. Gambling toss, heads or tail. Let's see what happens. Jo hoga dekha jayega. Isn't it? Let's play the game. Gamble. Where do we begin? If I am at loss, then I am through. If it's loss, then loss. No problem. Let's give it a try. Let's see what's there to lose. We have lost so much. We lose again. Where do we begin? Carter showed him a map of the valley showing a smaller triangular area not yet explored. As it was on the approach to the tomb of Ramses the Sixth, there he told his patron, it's the last place left. He said, we have searched everywhere, all over the places, but we haven't searched another place. I'll come back in the next video.